What's going on, guys and gals? Bonafide Hustler here, coming to you live from the inside of my office. Anyways, welcome to my channel. On a part-time basis, I am flipping things that I find from garage sales, estate sales, yard sales, flea markets, pawn shops, swap meets, big box stores, and thrift stores. And I put it on places like eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, my antique booth, and other consignment stores in town. Anyways, I'm one of the co-owners of the Green Room University. You can go check it out down below. It's the second link. And today, our special show is going to be about an issue, also an opportunity that we all deal with. So it's going to be maybe a 30-minute to 45-minute show, a little bit of Q&A at the end, and just hope you guys can hear me well. So what's up, Joe Molina? What's up, Jenemy? What's up, Thomas Francis and David Feingold, Justin Packman? So it's good to see all you guys out there. If you're watching right now, it's a live show. But if not, you can just catch the replay. And I'm going to talk about something that we all deal with, right? It's not really complex, but we definitely all deal with it. And there's definitely a huge opportunity with this as well. So what do we all deal with? Well, we all deal with being in a world with so much opportunity. All right. And first of all, this won't be one of those videos where I'm going to tell you like what to buy and resell or anything like that, or show you some bolos or anything like that. It's a little bit different, a little bit more motivational. So just remember that as you go through the video. Now, if you're looking for a bolo type video or a hustling type video or a ride along, this isn't it. So I just want to save your time right now. But anyways, yeah, we all deal with living in a world with such immense opportunity now when it comes to a laptop, when it comes to making money online, when it comes to what seems to be like loopholes, you know, like making money now doesn't really require having a, sometimes a job or a boss looking over your shoulder or a cubicle that you have to go see every single day. Or a lot of times, maybe you don't even have to get into a car. You could just do this at home, right? So 20 years ago, 30 years ago, some of these opportunities it just seemed so far-fetched that it just seemed like, oh yeah, you stay at home, that's cool. You're a loser, right? Now it's like, oh cool, you're an entrepreneur. What do you do? Oh, you get to stay at home? Wow, how do you do that, right? And so I think we live in a world with so much opportunity that it can get very, very overwhelming, right? I definitely feel it like all the time. What's up, Rake and Profit? Good to see you. And definitely check out Rake and Profit's channel. He made a goal video yesterday, which was like absolutely astonishing. I thought it was really good. I'll probably end up doing mine a couple months down the road because I really got to think mine out for next year. But I really liked his goal video. It was really cool. So let's talk about living in a world with so much opportunity and how to deal with it, because it can get quite overwhelming, especially being here in the reselling space on YouTube. You just get swarmed with so many things that it can get like, holy crap, what am I supposed to do? Well, a lot of people just go to their normal thing and they just go, okay, well, I'm just going to go enlist on eBay. Like, I'm just going to do what works right now, and not even taking the time to explore some of these other amazing, amazing options. One of the other reasons why I wanted to make this video as well was because of something that I am trying out right now, right? Or I'm going a little deeper into, and it's just a lot of fun. So I'll be discussing that here in a second. But anyways, let's talk about the current situation. I have my little trusty yellow pad outline. Man, I was at Costco yesterday, and these yellow pads, I think you can get like, what is it, 25 or 50 of them for like $5. I'm telling you, if your mind races like mine, or if you are always writing down shipping costs or random things, measurements for boxes or whatever, or things that you need to do, these little tiny pads, not the big ones, but these tiny ones are amazing to have. Like, I'm not the kind of guy who just whips out the phone and like gets on Evernote or whatever like that. I don't know. I just don't like it as much as having something right here in front of me. I have a feeling, not I have a feeling, but I just like the act of writing something down. Like, it's a lot of fun still to me. And I know that in the age that we live at, like, it's going to be like I don't know, how do I say it? It's getting outpaced. Like, writing is getting outpaced. Like, when's the last time you did cursive handwriting for anything? Think about that. But they taught it to us in school back in the day, right? Now, completely worthless. Nobody needs it. So anyways, these little things are absolutely handy, especially when you deal with a world with a lot of opportunity. You're going to have to start getting your thoughts straight, your mind straight, and having tiny little things like this in your car, right on your desk, maybe in the living room. So as you walk around the house, if you have an idea, you can just like write it down real quick. So anyways, yeah, the old school way is really cool. A lot of people are talking about that right now. So let's talk about the current situation for many is that, yeah, I mean, let's talk about some of these opportunities that we know right now. And by the way, Rake and Profit did super chat me $2, so that's awesome. I will make sure to pay you back and I have to send you out something tomorrow. So I got it going out to you. Don't worry. But yeah, so let's talk about these opportunities real quick. There's eBay, right? That's an obvious one. eBay is an opportunity, like if you are just on a local level, like selling something, Craigslist or Facebook groups, whatever, and you know, eBay seems daunting and whatever, that's an opportunity to you. Now, for some people that are already doing eBay, it's an opportunity maybe to scale it up, right? There are always opportunities within the opportunity itself. And you know, this video is really to kind of show you how I am branching out to other opportunities while still having some of these amazing hustling things that I've been loving just sitting in the background, right? There's eBay, there's merchant fulfilling on Amazon. There's also FBA on Amazon, also known as fulfillment by Amazon. There's drop shipping. There are antique booths, private label. There's local flipping, right? And that's like OfferUp, Let Go, Craigslist, local Facebook groups. Storage auctions, right? There's another way to make money. It's kind of like flipping related. Internet marketing, private label of your own brand, like a long kind of strategy, like building your own actual brand. Bitcoin, like things like that. Those are all like the current things that people are talking about right now. And I mean, I probably named off like 10 or 12. So if that doesn't feel overwhelming to you, I think for any normal person that's like looking into this and they go, what do I do next? Do I go merch? Do I do this? Do I do that? And there's always stories of people succeeding in these things. The question is, you know, what's the right way to go? So I kind of want to give you guys some guidance on how I'm going on my journey and why I decided to go this direction. So as you guys know, I'm wrapped up with eBay. I have eBay going on, right? And none of these things that I am doing to an expert level, right? I would be, it's confident to say that I'm probably cruising at an intermediate level. I think when you diversify yourself, I think it's important to, you know, spread thin. And it's kind of like, I don't know, I guess I would be the CrossFit of all hustlers, right? I would just be decent at a lot of things, but not exceptionally good at one particular thing, with the exception of working out and some other things. But I'm really good at hustling. Like, okay, so I'm good at hustling and finding good deals and knowing of really cool items, right? But for the most part, I don't have an Amazon store with thousands of items in it. I have 140 or 150 items in my eBay store. Craigslist, I'll sometimes get around 15 to 20 ads at a time. So yeah, I don't really crush any one of them, right? And then the antique booth has 300 to 500 items in it, something like that. So, and then I'm also, you know, helping run the green room and things like that. So that's what I'm wrapped up in right now. Plus I have a private label brand, as you can see. And there are plenty of shirts down there in a box that I haven't got to yet. But I have this thing that I've already started up too. And you can imagine that it's starting to get a little complicated, plus the YouTube channel. And so it starts to get a little overwhelming. But where do we start, right? So let me read a couple comments first from the feed from people that are, because I would like to go to the feed like once every 10 minutes or so. I'm going to read a couple comments in the feed regarding this type of opportunity or this type of show. Thriller Gorilla Picker says, Chris, there's so much opportunity. All you need to know is what you want. What you need to have. It's just all you got to do. You want to know what you need to have. I think I know what he's saying, but I'll see if he can rephrase that one. Texas Gal Treasures is super chatting me $2. Margaret, what is going on? I was about to shout you out later in this video, but anyways, good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. Liquidation OH, which I need to call tomorrow. I think that's you. My merch is dead, but I have to keep putting out shirt concepts. I like that. And Thriller Gorilla Picker says, failure motivates me to just work harder. I love it. So anyways, Dennis Gill, who I was on a ride along with 2 weeks ago, said, I need to get started on my merch, damn it. And we got a lot of people in the house. Okay, so let's talk about where you start, because typically what happens is you get this thing called paralysis by analysis, right? You analyze too many things at once, and you're getting swarmed with videos and this and that, and you're on, you know, you're watching your favorite YouTubers, and they're going in 5 million directions, and you know they're always dabbing into certain things, and you don't know where to go, right? So it's paralysis by analysis, or analysis by paralysis, however you say it, right? Paralysis by analysis is the way it's supposed to be. But it basically means you don't know what to do, so you just end up doing the same thing that you did. although you want to do better, right? So I think a lot of us inside, we want to do more, we want to do better, but the problem is there's not enough time, right? So do more, do better, but just no time. And that's where it gets interesting, right? So my suggestion is you're going to have to go where your passion is. Like, and let me help you. Let me help guide you a little bit right here. If you love hunting for things and touching things, okay, then you might like the whole notion of eBay, right? And going to garage sales and thrift stores and stuff like that. Like, if you like the hunt, the thrill of the hunt, that's fun, right? And some people, I'm a firm believer you should chase what makes you happy, right? So if you are happy buying and flipping things, challenging yourself to find the coolest stuff, and maybe you just have a great opportunity in your hometown to do that in the first place, then you have to go more into that direction. So if you are dabbling with eBay, try to master eBay all the way, right? All the way through, like master it to the infinite level, and get as good as you can. And that's if you like hunting, right? What if you like being in air-conditioned spaces and stuff like that? What if you don't like hunting so much, maybe sweating your ass off or like digging through people's junk or something like that? Maybe you like to be more indoors or something, but you still want to make some money, and you just want to do something like that. Well, you could do things like big box stores, right? And that can lead you towards FBA and things. And as you guys know, right now, there's a article that's just circulating around in every single group. Good Morning America, Yahoo News, I don't know if it's Wired Mag or whatever, but there's a person that has 10 employees that is buying stuff and selling it on Amazon FBA, and everyone's seen the article. But essentially, this person's clearing like 10 mil a year in revenue sales. Okay, so sales, and yeah, I mean, appears to love it and doing it very well. So that's something that's out there. But that's, if you like big box stores and stuff like that, FBA is great for you. What if you like the laptop lifestyle? Maybe work from home, right? Where maybe you don't want to go digging around for people's junk, and maybe you don't want to get outside so much. You just want to be at home, or you want to be in a coffee shop, or maybe you want to go, you just want to be at home, and you want to have laptop lifestyle, the freedom of just being able to take the laptop, and that is your business essentially right there. Well, there's some options there right there for you as well. There's private label, right? A lot of private label is going to include, a lot of Jungle Scout and Terapeak stuff, and getting things from AliExpress or Alibaba, and then you look at it, and then you put a private label thing on it. You test it out a couple times over. Maybe you don't even put a private label like thing on it. You just resell it. So there's that. There's merch, which is a big one right now too. That's a huge work from home one. Just this morning, I got approved for long sleeve shirts. So that's definitely a work from home kind of thing. You don't have to go anywhere to do merch, which is interesting to me. So anyways, let me talk to you guys about how I am going to, handle this whole thing. So, God, lots of people on the feed. My gosh. Okay, so this is what Thriller Gorilla Pick is saying. Let me go back to the feed real quick. It says, yes, Chris, what I meant to say is that you just have to work hard and want it, and it will come to you. You can't be lazy in this game because it's your own financial freedom that is the main outcome. I love that. That's true. Elisha Napoleon, what is your new brand about? Oh, I'm going to make a video about that. Trust me. Yeah, there's going to be just a one whole video about that kind of thing. So, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about how to start something. Like, suppose you're like, okay, so I see what he's trying to get at here, and it jogs something in your mind, and you go, okay, I've always wanted to start X, and maybe that's FBA for me. Okay, and this is where I'm starting to put a little bit more time a week. I want to actually build my merch up. I want to learn merch, halfway decent, and be able to build it up. I currently have a limit at 500 shirt designs, as of which I have, I think, 17 designs up right now. So there's a huge opportunity right there, right? There's 483 left to go, and it's like, well, I haven't worked on it, so yeah, I think it'd be really, really neat. And plus, it goes in line with kind of like the laptop lifestyle. And, if I take a couple more trips a year, then it's like that's running in the background. Plus, you can build that thing on an offline basis, which is like really cool too. So you don't have to be necessarily connected to the internet to design things. I like that. Like, it's just an interesting thing to me. So, and plus, it's one of those things that I could scale later and involve VAs and everything, so long as my tracking is good and I got my sheets together, which I've already built my sheet, and I built my, keywords and all these things for certain genres, and it's all on the sheet. So if like one day I want to optimize everything, I could get a VA to look at the sheet. But anyways, so the most important thing though, right, no matter what the opportunity is that you want to capitalize on, is to start, right? Everyone's heard just start, okay, and a lot of times that can get overwhelming in and of itself. So I'm going to tell you how I started the merch thing real quick, because I literally started, was it last week or was it really this week? But I put in some hours, right? But the most important thing is just to start, right? And start small. Start with something that's like easily digestible, like something that you can do almost every day, okay? And sustain that. So if that's an hour, right? If that's 30 minutes, that's fine. Like, you got to start. You got to start small. And let me tell you, when I was starting merch, I can tell you right now, because I'd started like a year ago, and then I just had a bazillion things in my life, more opportunities that would just ranked higher, and so I did them. But I started, and it was a little complicated then, and I don't even know if I was using Illustrator. But anyways, I forgot everything that I had like done, studied, whatever videos I'd watched. I'd forgotten everything, and that's typical, right? Like, that's just the human mind at work. Like, there's just too many things that get in the way, and yeah, you just don't remember it enough. And plus, I only did it for like a month, so like there wasn't enough habit forming in there for me to see the end of that tunnel. I should have, but I didn't. So anyways, but the most important thing is to start small. So here I am again, starting small. And I got to tell you, on day one, I was like, holy crap. Like, when I was, mousing around on Illustrator, I was like, dude, this is such a complicated program, right? And you can get discouraged pretty quickly. But I just know that the more time that you invest into something, and the more repetition that you see, whether it's watching videos or whatever, or just moving the thumb thing around and building something, making mistakes, and Control Z, Control C, Control Z, or Command Z for the Mac, and it just does everything that you just did. There's nothing is going to be catastrophic, right? So anyway, each day, right? Each day, and I'm actually going on vacation soon, but anyways, each day, it's important to do non-interrupted work. That is the key. That is the key to everything, is non-interrupted work. All right. If you can get to that level, you're probably going to do just fine. Like, you have to get to non-interrupted work. That means carving out a time. It's just like when you carve out time to list on Amazon or take your pictures or something like that, you've got to be able to go, okay, from this time to that time, it's just this thing that I'm working on. That's so important to do. For me, being a content creator and being a public kind of figure, I guess, I have to shut my phone down, right? I don't get to the point where I don't bring it in with me, okay? Because, I never know if wifey might call, something's crazy, or parents call and there's some health concerns or something, who knows? But I bring the phone with me, but I completely silence the phone out. I keep it close, but it doesn't ring anymore or whatever. It'll vibrate. I'll look for a second, I'll look away, done. So that's probably the number one distraction in America right now, is probably a cell phone, honestly. So each day, non-interrupted work, and really concentrate on learning, right? That non-interrupted work can be 1 hour to begin with. 1 hour, you would be so surprised what you could get accomplished in 1 hour if you just start to, figure out what a dream is that you want to achieve, or something that you wanted to learn, a different avenue you wanted to sell on, and then just invest 1 hour a day into it, right? And people would ask me, like, well, how do you learn? Like, what's the best way to learn, right? YouTube's great, right? YouTube is free. It's good. When I'm looking at Illustrator and YouTube and text-based designs, I think I might have watched already 20 or 30 videos. So that's good. And they've helped me out. And this is where the shout out comes from Margaret. So I want to give a shout out to Margaret, because I learned about Pixabay the other day, which is really cool. I want to give a shout out to another person who I know she's closely associated with, Jeff Davidson, who I have never met in real life or anything like that, or been on a video with. Maybe I've been on one video with him, but I want to give a shout out to Jeff Davidson, because there's like a video that he has regarding merch that was like how to do merch with Illustrator and this other thing. I don't know. Anyway, but he does a really good walkthrough. He does a really good walkthrough, and I learned it all, the vector things and this and that, to where I was able to upload my first images, or my newer images, because before, when I was doing merch, a lot of times it was just outsourced. I was having Glenn from Hustler Hacks build us green room shirts and green room designs, Bonafide Hustler shirt designs, and all that kind of stuff. But for me, what I want to do now is actually crack into merch, not for my personal use or Bonafide Hustler merchandise or green room merchandise, but just to crack into it as an income stream. So YouTube was really crucial. So I want to give my two shout outs right there to Jeff Davidson and Margaret. And then there's another place called Udemy, which is cool. I'm not using any Udemy courses for merch right now, but I am using a Udemy course for WordPress because I'm learning that behind the scenes as well. So Udemy is pretty cool. Go check it out. There's plenty of discounts out there too for Udemy. Like usually if you even log on for the very first time, what seems to be almost every single course is like 10 bucks or less. So you can go check those out. And these courses, believe me when I say it, for $10, you cannot beat some of these courses, and they're all rated, so you can sort to the highest rated one. It doesn't matter what you want to learn. You can learn Facebook marketing, you can learn Shopify storefronts, you can learn, Illustrator through there, and WordPress. I have 2 WordPress courses I have to go through, plus one other thing. Oh yeah, Shopify for merch purposes or something like that. I was able to figure out Shopify with the help of Steve Rakin and a lot of work on my side, but he helped me out for sure on Shopify, which was actually not hard at all. Yeah, and then other places you can learn things are like Facebook groups, right? Being parts of, these random merch groups that are out there. Merch for Green Rumors. There's merch. Is it Merch Talk? I don't know. There's other podcasts and stuff you can learn from. So, anyways, AI, Adobe Illustrator, in regards to merch, is like the pinnacle program, like for real. Like it's like using Final Cut to edit videos, which is what I do my ride-alongs with. And Final Cut, when I first messed with it, was like, holy crap, this is so intense. Like I could not, and I don't even know, I know maybe 20% of Final Cut, right? Someone like Eric might know 60% of Final Cut. And Eric, shout out to him, was the person that taught me a little bit about Final Cut. But yeah, at first when I was messing with it, I was like, holy crap, this is so much different than Windows Live Movie Maker, which is like mega basic. But the creation inside of me, or the creative spirit inside of me, was like, oh, I just got to learn it and learn it and learn it. And that's why I think I like merch, and the idea of merch is because it's also creation based. I could have some ideas, throw it down on a sheet, eventually outsource it to a VA, but as long as it's my idea, I think it's a lot of fun, right? I go around all day observing things, whether it's people's cars, boots, what they're looking at on their laptops, or I'm always observing things, and especially I'm always observing things that are on shirts. So if I get an idea, that's one of those reasons why you got to have some of these things around your car, because if you get an idea, an idea is as good as your execution on it, because typically it'll be fleeting, meaning it's gone pretty quickly, because there's a bazillion things in this world that'll distract you from anything that you really want to get accomplished. So anyways, let's talk about working smart, right? So let's suppose you've carved out your hour, and you're like, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take his advice. I'm going to do 30 minutes or an hour, whatever you can muster up in your day. Right now, I am up to 2.5 right now for new endeavors a day. So 2.5 is pretty good. Like I want to get up to about 4, honestly, but I'm at 2.5 right now. I got 2.5 in yesterday, I got 2.5 in today, and I got 2.5 in on Monday. So that's pretty good. Like I feel pretty good about it. Anyways, so no cellular phone. I thought this was really, really good, right? This is probably the number one advice is no cell. I mean, the Apple phones, like I don't know if the Samsung ones do, and I had an S6 and it didn't have this, but the Apple phones have the little silence button on the side, which is like mega, mega handy. So you can silence your phone, and the only thing that'll come through on your phone will be the alarm clock. So that's pretty neat. So I silenced that. The only problem is sometimes I forget to unsilence it. My wife will call and I'll never get it, but who cares? Because it's just, yeah, things happen, right? You forget some things. I'm not saying who cares about the wife. I'm saying, there's nothing I can do. But here's another way to work smart, right? Try to get away from home if possible. I think that's really, really important for many reasons. Who knows what your home or your home situation looks like? I know here on my home situation, there are a lot of things that tempt me to like not work. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done around the house that I can improve. We're gonna be working on this wall back here very soon. We're gonna be getting that really awesome poster up pretty soon, which I'm really, really proud about. There are all these things, right? There's an NES Classic Edition that is like waiting to be out of that package and played with, and it's like, okay, I've been meaning to do that. There's all kinds of stuff at home level that is distracting, right? My dogs, that's a big one. Dogs, let's think, what else? Random people in the cul-de-sac I might hear them outside talking. It's like, oh, distraction, because I want to go say hi. So yeah, if you can get away from home, if possible, that's a pretty good one. So get away from home. Best place to go to coffee shop, like best place. But if you're going to be learning, you're going to want to be at a coffee shop with good Wi-Fi. So just remember that. And there are bad coffee shops with bad Wi-Fi. I like to be in a coffee shop with energetic individuals too. Like if it's just a dead coffee shop, I don't like it. It just, for me, it feels lonely. I don't like that. But today I was at a Starbucks, yesterday I was at a Starbucks, and the day before that I was at a Starbucks. And these Starbucks are like flagship Starbucks stores in town. So they're always just, there's a lot of energy. And I love energy. Like any way it comes, like I just like energy. High chance of also meeting new people, right? I met a person right next to me. Like this is, I kid you not, like 2 weeks ago, no, not 2 weeks, 2 months ago, I was doing some work at a coffee shop. And there was a person sitting next to me, and he was about my age and everything like that, clean-cut individual on a laptop. It looked like he was thinking and pondering about something. And then I was like, you know what? I was looking at my screen. I was like, I wonder what this guy's all about. So I literally I looked at him. I turned and I go, so what do you do, man? Like that's all I asked him. So what do you do? I didn't even look at his screen. I was just, so what do you do? And he proceeded to tell me what he does. And I'm not even kidding you. He was an Amazon drop shipper that had a course built out and everything like that, full-blown email list and like all this stuff. And I was like, oh my God, we got to talk about pairing up with the green room and stuff, which we might do one day. But it was just interesting. Then I proceeded to see him in the gym a couple times after that. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? I mean, a person that is making, I mean, I get his emails all the time. I'm on his email list. One of the days he cleared 60K in sales in Amazon. One of the other days was like 48K and 53. And he just shows you how to do it. So he's got a course and everything. Really brilliant individual, honestly. So, I mean, that's what was right next to me at a coffee shop. So if you don't take a second maybe to, talk to people here and there, you could be missing out. So anyways, the reason why I also did ask him, by the way, is because I was on a break. So we're getting to that here. All right. So we're halfway through the outline. If you're enjoying this content, right, and I know it's not reselling oriented, and quite honestly, I don't even know if I want all of my channel to ever be reselling oriented because my entire life is not that. It's just about thinking differently, being fit, having a great life, creating an amazing lifestyle. Like that's what my channel really needs to be about. So if you might see a couple videos that are like way non-hustling related. So be kind, do not dislike. And if you enjoy this content, by the way, hit the like button. All right. I don't want to say smash the like button because that's Rakin's term. So that's my boy right there. I'm not gonna take that term, but I gotta figure out another term. Yeah. So maybe shred that like button, like cheddar shred, I don't know. So let's talk about, this part right here, which is working smart. Here's a good suggestion for you guys, and this is what made me succeed already in such a short term on this one thing. Same time each day. When you do your work or you're doing your studying, I call it studying a lot of times, right? I'm going to the coffee shop to go study, right? Same time each day. Very, very important. Like that, it couldn't even, that's so important. It should be like breakfast is at this time every day, lunch is usually at this time, dinner usually this time, right? Like same time with the studying and the working, right? Yeah, so if you can do that, that's going to be a huge perk to you. That not only have you carved it out, but your energy level is likely to be the same at that time of the day every single time, right? So for me, right now, like my ultimate lifestyle, like I'm waking up at 5 o'clock. I am in the gym by 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm out of the gym by 7:30. I'm in the coffee shop by 8, and I should be out of the coffee shop by about 11:30 noon. Like that's the first half of my day. If I can get 6 months under my wing just like that, I'm telling you, like big things, I mean, good things have already happened to me, but like really big things and really monumental steps will occur in my life. I'm very confident about it. But I honestly do need more time to run all the things that I'm messing with. So anyway, same time each day if possible, right? It's very important. I was talking about for the energy levels, but it's also important for routine building, for habit forming, right? Is to do the same thing every single day. That way you're just like, all right, I got this to do that time. I can do all these other things, but this is study time for me, right? And maybe you don't want to study. Maybe you don't want to get in front of a screen or something like that. Read a book, right? Read a book, same thing. It's like studying. At least you're learning something new. Lots of funny comments, right? Yeah, so there's a lot of funny, because I can't say smash that like button, right? I can't say it because that's Reagan's term. So we got to have something else, right? So you guys have to figure out what that's going to be. Um, Here's another suggestion that I learned from college, actually. But 1 hour on, 10 or 15 minutes off, right? 1 hour on, 10 or 15 minutes off. That's just the way. You cannot just blast through 3 hours of work. It's impossible. Like there comes a point in studying, and it's proven that if you don't take breaks, what happens is you're studying or you're learning something, and each incremental thing that you're trying to put into your brain pushes something out, right, of that one thing that you're learning. So that's not good. You don't want that. So basically, you're spinning your wheels. What you want are things to go into your brain and stay there, right? And soak and bask and be like a sponge, to where the next day you can add more things in there, right? But you don't want anything really coming out, okay? You want to keep things in your head and nice and fresh. So 1 hour on, 10 or 15 minutes off. That's just proven through college. Like, that is the perfect way to study, honestly. And you also want to study. Here's another one, but this doesn't have to really pertain to anything. But if you're taking a test, for example, you want to take your test. You want to study for the test in the same environment that you're going to be taking the test in, right? It's the same thing. Like, if you're in a noisy ass library and then all of a sudden you're pushed into like some very quiet place in a cubicle with a screen and that's your test, like, oh man, I feel for you, because that's not good. You're not trained for it, right? Another thing that you might want to consider are comfy clothes, right? Not wearing anything constricting, constraining, too hot, too cold. Comfy clothes, very, very, very important when you are getting down to learning and studying and all that kind of stuff. Dude, we started this show at like 83 or 87 people. Now we got 66 viewers. So there are clearly some people out there that do not want to learn anything. But that's okay. That is totally fine. I haven't even looked at the likes or dislikes yet, but I can imagine that the dislikes are probably going to climb on this video. But that's okay. For the dedicated people that are here and that love my journey, like, I feel this is just something I should do for you guys, right? Here's another thing. One of my friends back in Texas Tech in his college days ran an experiment with caffeine. And it's proven that if you actually sip caffeine or sip coffee as opposed to downing a cup at morning and then downing one at noon, that you actually have a better energy and power curve if you are to just sip coffee throughout the day. So just one of those things. Definitely one of those things that'll increase your concentration. If you're sitting there going like, well, I have crazy caffeine sensitivity, then maybe really, really small sips, maybe terminate the caffeine at a certain time so you can actually go to bed at night. If it irritates your stomach, make sure you have appropriate food in your stomach before you take the caffeine. But I find that sipping caffeine actually, for me, absolutely works versus just pounding a cup. I don't ever pound a cup of coffee down, like, except for the dopios, but I don't ever, like, during the week, like, I don't do that stuff because yeah, I'll get this great energy spike and then bam, like, it's just a crash. Same thing with Red Bulls and Monsters, like, get this great energy thing and then bam, it's gone, and then you're like, oh man, this feels terrible, and then you just want to reach for more caffeine. That's not good. So sipping caffeine is really, really good. Another one you might want to consider, I do this. I don't know if these are really this, but I have this. They're sitting right here. Noise canceling headphones, right? These are some Bluetooth wireless ones by Sennheiser. Noise canceling headphones are really awesome. Through my MBA school days, I studied by a pair of Philips ones that I bought from some Black Friday deal for like 30 bucks. And I literally like used them till they broke, which is cool because if you use something until it breaks, like, that's actually a really good feeling. Like, especially if you use it for a long time, like shoes and stuff. Like, I'm very proud when I use a pair of shoes all the way to the very end. So yeah, noise canceling headphones is really cool. Definitely a jump from normal headphones or Apple iPods or whatever. Noise canceling headphones. Typically, you want to get a pair of headphones. So if you're at a garage sale or thrift store, find a pair of headphones. If you want to do the best learning possible, find a pair of headphones that have extremely, extremely squishy and nice pads. Okay, this is where it all comes down to the pads. I can show you a pair of what are these things called? They're sitting right here. Like, these are great headphones on Amazon. These are like 130 bucks, maybe 140 bucks, and they're wired. They're called Audio Technica ATHE S7s, and these are amazing. Like, they're great. The only problem is they're not super, super comfortable in my ears. So very long periods of time, they start to kind of give me a headache. I don't know how to explain it. So anyways, these right here, believe it or not, I actually use these just to listen to music that I'm probably going to be putting in my YouTube videos. So I kind of get a preview of what it's going to sound like, and that's why I use these. But when I'm at the coffee shop, I actually use these right here. And these are a garage sale find for $5 that I picked up like 3 years ago. And a lot of people are like, oh, they're cracked right here, right? They have that weird sticky like plastic gummy stuff right here. And so there's like random hairs and stuff stuck to it, and it's annoying, but it sits at the bottom of my backpack until I actually have to use it every day. And they are amplified, so they have a little switch right here. But these are Beats by Dre Studio, like probably the very first studio ones that they ever made. And these cups, right? We can all say what we want about Beats by Dre and how they suck, and they're really like $14 headphones, like, because if you reverse engineer them, you figure out where all the parts came from, and it turns out to be like an $11 actual pair of headphones. I'm not even kidding. Go look at the YouTube videos. But they sound great. They sound great, and they noise cancel fairly well. And the cups are extremely comfortable to where slide them over my ear. I can listen to freaking YouTube videos for days with these things, not even know that they're there. What I also like about them is that they actually go around, so you could like put a hat on and they're not going to hit the hat or anything like that. So I like these a lot. You could probably pick up a pair for like $20 on Amazon or maybe eBay. But these are the original Beats by Dre Studio headphones. I really like them a lot, actually, surprisingly enough. So I don't know if this really matters in the entire situation, but it does say Monster on the side as well, which I don't know if that means it's affiliated with a cable, or Monster is the driver inside, or is it the amplifier inside these things? I don't know. So but yeah, these are, I mean, yeah, I like them a lot. It says Beats by Dre Monster. Weird. I've never seen that until just now, that the Monster logo, and I like Monster stuff. So anyways, yeah, I mean, that's one of the things. I think comfortable headphones are absolutely one of those things. If you find that you cannot get noise canceling and stuff, you can just get normal headphones. It's just not the same. It really isn't. It increases the amount of distractions wherever you are, library, coffee shop, wherever. Like, noise canceling headphones are freaking incredible. So I'm a person that gets distracted pretty quickly too. So maybe I need them, maybe you don't, but I certainly can attest and vouch that, yes, they're amazing. So here's another one that I want to give you. Another tip is bookmark stuff often. As you do more research, or as you do certain things, bookmark things in your browsers or wherever. Do a lot of bookmarking, right? I think it's important because you can come back to those bookmarks or hyperlinks very quickly. You can get to them very quickly instead of going, oh, what was that blog post I was reading about all the keywords I need to be using in my merch designs and stuff? And I say that because instead of like remembering that blog post, like I actually bookmarked that blog post, which came from someone that is making, I think, about $1,500 a month on merch, nothing crazy, but they reference Chris Green in their blog post and all this other good stuff. So I figured that it's a pretty good place to start. Anyways, bookmark a lot of things, right? Very important. And then here's one that I actually did today that I think is really important. And that is, if you're mentally tired of active learning, I consider active learning where you have the headphones on and it requires you to pay attention and like follow the strokes of the mouse and like this and hit the button there. And so with merch, if you look at merch tutorial videos, there's a lot of active learning, meaning you might have to have a split screen going on or something like that, or know how to do the slide function on your MacBook Pro to watch the video and then slide back to your Illustrator, execute it, slide back, and like look at the video again. So that's active learning because there's just a lot of activity going while you're learning, and that can get mentally exhausting after a while. So, you know, if you're mentally tired of active learning, switch to passive learning, which means, hey, just sitting back, watching a video on YouTube, just relaxing with your awesome headphones on, and then just watching a video. Today, I watched a video about how to create neon on merch, a neon effect on merch. They're two really good videos by, is it Darcy Dancy? I don't know. Anyway, some British guy. And one video is very easy to follow. The other one was a little harder to follow. And then, as my bonus of my 10 or 15 minutes of downtime, I actually watched like how to create the Thor Ragnarok, you know, kind of font, an 80s style font in Illustrator. My God, like so hard. But anyways, I watched it and I just watched where the mouse was going. I didn't touch anything. I was just sitting there like this in the coffee shop. And it is fascinating to watch these tutorials, and they're not even speed tutorials because there are those out there too, and those will blow your mind. But I was just watching, you know, how this guy was talking and he was moving the mouse around and adjusting the blur and the Gaussian effect and all this cool stuff. And I mean, it must have been like 300 steps to get the font where it needed to be to look like Thor Ragnarok. So it gives me a huge appreciation for people that work in the graphic design industry. My God, it's incredible the work that these people do just to get something that says Thor Ragnarok, like, you know, just so you can imagine why they you know, trademark this stuff and copyright everything. It takes so many man hours to build these things. So anyway, I thought that was pretty much a good place to start. And as I get more, you know, inspiration or some good habits that I am doing, I'm definitely going to share them with you guys out there and gals. So I'll leave a couple minutes for Q&A. And then tonight we have an awesome show on my channel, which is called Thrift Battle #4. So definitely go check that out. That's coming out tonight. We have Ochero Wicked in the feed. What's going on? Hi, everyone, from Peter Ray. With Texas Gal Treasures is in the house still. I gave you the thumbs up on that one. Yeah, definitely Jeff Davidson as well. That was an awesome video. So here's one. Texas Gal Treasure says, I took Mike Peterson's Udemy to learn AI. Maybe I need to do that. I will go look at that after this. I love Udemy. Like, I'm doing Udemy for WordPress right now, and it is just, it's mind-boggling how good some of these courses are. They're just so well done. So it's easy to follow. You can bookmark wherever you want. Easy to digest segments. So at least the one that I'm on is like 3-minute segments on certain things. Like, it's easy. So you just want to press play and see the next 3-minute segment, press play for another one. It's pretty cool. So anyways, that's what's going on. But the whole purpose of the video, I'm going to summarize real quick, was just basically like, you know, we deal in a world with so much opportunity, and it's easy to get paralyzed with all this opportunity and just continue doing exactly what you've been doing. And the problem is, many years are going to start passing and you're going to realize, like, damn, like, why is everyone else getting ahead of me? Why does it seem like some other people are getting ahead of me and all this kind of, you know, and I don't want you guys to feel like that. I want you guys to know, like, it's absolutely okay to try certain things. Fail if you want, that's fine. But if you've automatically failed if you've never tried, and trust me, there really aren't many things that are too hard to do in this world. When I first started my MBA school back in 2008, I remember going in not knowing a lick of Excel. And when I got into my first accounting class, they were like, all right, so the test next Friday, it's going to be all Excel based and you have to be an intermediate by then. And I got to tell you, I freaking flipped out inside my head, like, obviously not in class, but I got so scared. Like, I got so scared. I ran to Barnes & Noble after that, bought an Excel book, which I only read one chapter of, and I proceeded to just experiment and watch videos and this and that and have people teach me how to do it. And that's how I learned it. And I did well on the test. I got like a 93. And yeah, it's freaky, you know. It's freaky when some of this stuff starts and you realize you have to start doing something about it. It gets freaky, right? But I can tell you right now that it will absolutely get better. So that's what this video was all about, was how to make sure to line up all the eggs how do I say, not the eggs, but how to give yourself the best chances to succeed with any new endeavor that you might want to embark with, because there are a bazillion that we're dealing with in the reselling sector. There's so many, and it's only going to evolve crazier and crazier. So I think it's important to start something new, right? Anytime you get a chance to do an hour a day or whatever, man, start something new. Whatever you feel that you've always wanted to learn, go ahead and do it, right? But just remember that if you don't know how to do it, there's a really good chance that you're not going to continue doing it. So I try to tell you guys how to do it right there, and definitely the why of why you would want to do it. So what else we want to talk about real quick? Dennis Gill says, let's go get a 5-odd Doppio. Yeah. 80-20 rules. I think I know what that means. 80% of the money that you make will be made. Is that what I'm thinking? Someone refresh my memory with that one real quick. Texas Gal Treasure says, chip away a little bit at a time. I completely agree with that. I know Margaret, as of like a week ago or maybe 2 weeks ago, was just learning AI, which is cool, Adobe Illustrator. So I'm right there with you. Like, I like it. I'm at the point now where I built a couple shirts yesterday. I built 3 today, and having fun with it too, which is cool. And Pixabay is really neat. So just having fun with it. What else we got going on? Any more questions? Great show, says Texas God Treasures. Thank you so much. I didn't even look at the like-dislike thing yet on this video. I might be kind of scared to look at that, but then again, it don't matter. Eventually, people will come around and realize, like, you know what? There are a lot of other things that Chris talks about that he cares about. So I think rather than just keep it inside and like never talk about it, or only talk about it behind the scenes with like my friends and stuff. I'll just talk about it with you guys, right? Turntable 1 says, in college, our professor made us memorize every country in capital. Oh my gosh, terrible. That's not good. Liquidation OH says, I love Sennheiser headphones. Yep. Mez Trading says, strike that like. There you go. I like that. See what I shred the like button. Okay, interesting. That's from Texas Gal Treasures. Shay Francis Spencer, thank you for sharing your journey. You're welcome. Zahir, who's going to be on the show tonight, says, this is a smart video. Mindset is more important than anything else. You can learn the processes, but without the right mind behind it, it's really useless. I love that. Texas Gal Treasure says, tickle that like button. Okay. Smoke that like button. All right. Drummer says, habit forming is essential. Yes. As I understand right now, and I've said it in a couple shows, that if you want to build a really good habit, there's an actual number to it, right? Now, the number is going to vary between who you listen to. Like, I know if you listen to Tim Ferriss or some of these other people, like the number just seems to change all the time. It could be as low as 28 or 30. I have a friend in town. He's a psychologist, and he's done his entire college work and everything and master's program, everything based upon all this research. And he said the actual number truly actually is 58. 58 days, right, of doing something forms a habit. So whether that's working out or whatever, 58 days. So you got to go through 58 days of enduring, the ups and downs of whatever you want to learn or experience next, and then it'll become a habit. And you try to undo it after day 58. It's gonna be very hard to do. Like, you're probably not going to be able to undo it, and that's why it's a good habit. So that's the number that I've always gone with, 58. Dennis Gill says, Chris, are you making trending shirts or more to your brand? I'm making trending shirts. Let me make the distinction right there. If I go more towards my brand, I'm going to outsource that through real graphic designers and stuff like, I'm definitely going to outsource some damn stuff, more Bonafide Hustler shirts eventually. But when it comes to trending t-shirts and stuff, I'll be making probably the first 100 or more. I'm a firm believer that you have to understand the process before you teach it out to a VA or a worker or someone in your neighborhood that's working for, a kid that's working on packing up your eBay stuff. If you don't know how to pack up eBay items in the first place, don't outsource that until you've mastered it, right? So that's where I am with merch. Like, I want to learn merch to the point where I've pretty much mastered it to myself, that I can teach it to someone, especially a VA, right? Somewhere, some country where the wage is extremely low and they're extremely talented, and that's just what a VA is. The VA is a worker that wants to make money, just like any one of us. And we consider X, they might consider it like, holy crap, that's a lot of money. So, you can make two things work just with doing that. Which reminds me, in about 5 minutes, I got to get on a call with a VA for the green room. So, anyways. All right, I guess that's pretty much it. So anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I was reading the comments, but hey, if you enjoyed this video, okay? If you enjoyed this video, I'm gonna ask you, hit the like button. If you didn't enjoy the video, you can hit the dislike button, not a big deal. But really, do hit this like button, put a comment below, right? If you have some insight or whatever, something triggered you on the show and you're like, oh yeah, like that's a good thought, or like, no, he's wrong or something, put the comment down below. I want to see it. But till then, I will see you on the next Bonafide Hustler Hangout. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being cool. I hardly ever have to moderate my feed. It's like always like really good people. So anyways, take it easy, guys. It was good to hang out with you guys, and I'll see you this evening. See ya.